Hey, what is up guys? So I want to show off this MetalPhosis deck that is actually really cool. It's mixing in Great Alls, it's got Clees in it. It's really cool. But anyways, let me go ahead and show you guys what the deck can kind of do. And it is a pretty strong deck. Like, a lot of people don't really talk about MetalPhosises. They're kind of under the radar right now in the OCG. You guys know that the Chaos Max has been talking, like the Blue Eyes deck. That deck is surprisingly doing well. Like, I would have thought that deck would have flopped, but, you know, when you have a monster that can do a lot of damage and it pierces for a ton of damage, yeah, it's pretty good. But anyways, let me go ahead and go over the Outcast over here, because this is what makes the deck. Like, when you combine a CDI, Saber Dragon Affinity, with a full MetalPhosis Outcast, it's really strong, and a lot of decks can't break this board, and I'll show you that. It's just basically double negation. You can mix and match like a Crystal plus a CDI, and you basically have the same concept. But nonetheless, the deck is pretty consistent. I mean, Summoner's Art, it's a multiple, we got Painful Decision, real easy. The deck has a lot of good consistency. So this card over here, Alcahest over here, has the fusion requirements of a MetalPhosis and a normal, so real easy summoning conditions. Anyways, its effect is once per turn during your opponent's turn, you can target one effect monster on the field, equip it to this card. This is a quick effect. This card gains defense equal to the combined original attack of the monster to it by this effect. While this card is equipped with a fusion material or listed on a MetalPhosis fusion monster, you can use that equipped card as fusion material for a fusion summon. Now, for the most part, yes, I will definitely say that there are cards where, like, you know, if it's MetalPhosis plus a vanilla, more than likely your opponent's not playing vanillas. But there is this one over here that requires 2 MetalPhosis. Again, it's not really relevant. But this one over here, 1 MetalPhosis plus a monster with 25 or less attack. That's pretty relevant. There's a lot of cards that can be, you know, considered in that category. So that is actually pretty good. Again, once you combine this with a Cyber Dragon Affinity, you have this card that can steal a card, you have this card that can steal a card. Just watch this play. Like, this hero guy, you know, plays it relatively well. He activates that effect. Cyber Dragon Affinity is negate. He activates another mass change over there. And then he's going to go ahead and summon Dark Law. And then he's going to go ahead and activate the mass charge, add him both black. He summons that Shadow Mist, going for the Anki over here. He attacks with the Anki. He's going to go ahead and just absorb the Anki, and he can't attack over either one of these. Cyber Dragon Affinity, oh, let me go ahead and steal this monster now. So he's going to go ahead and steal that monster. And then he has this card again, which can just negate again. And, like, look at these cards. MetalPhosis counter. If card you control is destroyed by battle by card effect, you can special summon a MetalPhosis. Oh, dang, I was too fast. Oh, hold on. Let's go over the play, because this is a new deck, and I haven't really covered it too much, especially using some of the other cards that we just haven't covered, because they are getting more support in Invasion of Venom, and they are getting also, well, they're essentially coming out once we get the Dark Illusion in the TCG, which is next month. But, yeah, this card over here is really good over here. It's the counter. So, it's not a counter, as in, like, spell speed 3, but it's the MetalPhosis counter. If a card or cards you control is destroyed by battle by card effect, you can special one MetalPhosis monster from your deck. During either player's turn, except their turn, this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard to add one face-up MetalPhosis Pendulum monster from your extra deck to your hand. And when you combine that with a really easy card like Fusion and all of the Pendulum monsters, essentially have this effect, unless, of course, you know, there's obscure ones you can see I'm mousing over them, but they have the same effect. The effect is once per turn you can target one other face-up card you control, destroy it, and if you do, set one MetalPhosis spell and track card directly from your deck. So you can see how consistent the deck is. You can just destroy anything, and basically this card comes down to special summon, you know, a MetalPhosis. Real easy. And then you see he made the Ori Hulk over here, so it does double in piercing damage, and then if this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, target one card on the field and destroy it. So even if your opponent gets rid of this, you still get a free little advantage here, and there's already a Cyber Dragon Affinity, so not that this guy has any back row, but it was game anyways, and it just shows you guys how strong this deck is. Now he busts out double Ori Hulk over here, so he's really able to secure a game. But this card, I think this card is crazy good, that you can just equip it. That's freaking awesome. And I don't know, because I remember there's some cards that say you can only have like one equipped to it. It doesn't say that, like, you can only have one equipped card to this card. It's just, yeah, during your opponent's turn, you target one effect monster and equip it, and then gains defense equal to the combined original attack of the monsters equipped to it by this effect. So I'm pretty sure this counts as multiple. Like, so you can have multiple monsters absorbed, and then at this point, like, they're gonna have destroyed by card effect, and you're already getting rid of one effect monster. And again, when you combine it with the Cyber Dragon Affinity, it's pretty good. Now, he's also playing the Mist Valley in here. Oh, thanks, by the way, Elite T1 for showing off this deck, because I didn't even see this. I want to show you guys the other cards. We didn't even get to the other cards in this deck, because there's so many different cards in this deck, and it's kind of cool to see just all the variations. Now, this one over here is versus the Perform Pal, Magicians. I was about to say Pepe over here. He just quit right there. A really short replay, but it's just to show you guys that Apex Avian is like, it's still, like, people are still playing the card. Just watch out for it. It can be pretty dirty. This one, he completely dominates. If you guys didn't know, this deck over here that we're seeing in the back, this is like meta in the OCG, which is, I know it's weird. Blue Eyes like meta. It's cool though. Like, I think it's awesome to see some of the fan favorite, you know, cards seeing some play. But again, it all comes down to just getting free advantage. With like Scout Search is a free card. Technically, you can maybe get some cards with Monolith. Very, very seldom though. But with Ariadne, you also get that free search of like the Solemn card. So when you're destroying the cards with the MetalPhosis, bam, Ariadne, come back, destroy it. You know, it rinse and repeat. You see the CDI, a Unicorn, turn one. Like, there's a lot of combos in this deck, like that throw out like this card plus like a Mist Valley, or plus a what was that card called? The Alcahest. You throw him and Alcahest, you just like win. You throw Apex Avian plus like another card. Unicorn itself is already a really good card just to be like bounce back. You know, there are a lot of decks that just can't deal with like a double threat negation, and especially when you're combining it with like a Solemn. At that point, like your opponent can't Yu-Gi-Oh. And in combination, we didn't even get to the Great All part really of the deck, because like this deck is looking pretty fun to play. So I want to give you guys that option that you maybe play a deck. I don't know if this deck is going to be budget in before. Now in TCG, they're all secret rare, right? But I think the deck maybe could be budget. I mean, Great Alls are pretty cheap, right? At the moment, for the most part, the Scout, well, actually, Monolith kind of is pricey still. You know, Clee's still working with the Demise, but yeah, you can see the destruction of that. Would normally it would proc the Great All Alligator if you wanted to, but you didn't have a face-up card to actually take. So you can use the MetalPhosis, destroy your own cards, absorb a monster, and get a bonus effect on the MetalPhosis, and then it goes back and then you can Pendulum Summon again. We're looking at multiple pluses, and like Elite 2N, you really made a really cool deck over here. Like, the combos are real. I haven't seen anyone done this. If you guys have already done it before, I guess, hey, let me know I'm late to the news again, like you guys always do. But this is the first time I'm seeing it. I think it's really cool just to see mixing and just like there's Apex Avian, there's the Clees. Like, your opponent might not know what you're playing, and you know, sometimes that's a huge advantage. This card does double piercing, the MetalPhosis Orihoke over here. It inflicts double piercing damage to your opponent, and then this card's sent to the graveyard. Just like, he had like so many pluses, and that's where I really like where this deck was going. There's also another thing I wanted to share with you guys, which is the I think it was this one. Okay, this one was really cool. Someone else sent this in. It's just a really quick replay, but it's mixing in the Red Eyes with zombies. And I know you guys think that's weird, but just check it out, and you guys will see. It's just kind of cool, and I thought it was definitely something that I would consider if it got a little bit more support, being like a little bit of a better deck. When I see Dark Bribe, I'm like, yes, I will admit, okay, Dark Bribe does have its moments where it actually becomes pretty good, right? But for the most part, it's just not the greatest card. But, you know, I was thinking, like, this isn't even that bad of like a deck concept. I'm not saying this exact build. Thanks, Mocha, I believe. Or is it Player? Player for sending this in. But this is a really interesting deck, too. Like, you mix in Zombie World, so everything becomes zombies. And you mix in, like, Bazookies, Book of Life, to bring back all of your dragons, right? And they're treated as zombies, so you can bring them back real easy. The replay right here, it's nothing like game breaking. It's kind of cool to see this, but for the most part, just like the deck concept of making Zombie World, or mixing in Zombie World inside a Galaxy Eyes, or I don't know, Red Eyes, whatever you guys want to call it. A lot of the stuff that incorporates bringing it back from the graveyard to get bonus effects, right? That proc effect, when they come back, whether it's Arc Brave or anything along the lines of like the what was that? The new structure deck stuff. Anything really in that new structure deck where it's like, when this card special summon from the graveyard, you get these bonus effects. I thought that was kind of cool. And like, he still had a Mizuki to follow up with if anything went sour. But I like that mix-up. I thought those were two really good mix-ups to combine the like the new Dragon structure deck stuff, because that's going to be relatively budget-friendly. And then zombies, I think a lot of people like zombies. Mixing in them, I think it could definitely be a thing to mess around with and kind of have some fun with. But I would like to know your guys' thoughts and suggestions on this, because I think we could probably make a good like Dragon zombie deck using the new structure deck, and then maybe some cards like Zombie World, Mizuki. I know there's Book of Life, and I'm trying to think of what other cards that we can incorporate into this like mix-up. I'm not saying it'd be like a high-tier deck. I think MetalPhosis is along the lines more of the high-tier deck, because you guys saw it was like first turn Cyber Dragon Infinity, first turn like Apex Avian, plus, like, again, when you're mixing in, like, 2 or 3 cards that can negate anything, plus you have a Solemn to back up, most decks just gotta be like, alright, dude, you win. I can't Yu-Gi-Oh! Today, man. But, yeah, thanks a lot for Elite TON and Player for sending in these replays. And if you guys have any suggestions on, like, making these decks, we'll do some deck profiles probably later in the future once we get some of, like, the build sorted out. But, yeah, the Dark Illusion coming out next month, so MetalPhosis is looking pretty strong already. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and I'm signing out.